Let's fucking go.
Welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to tell you why I am excited for the Wonder Man show. Now, the Wonder Man show is based off of the character, the comic book villain slash hero, Simon Williams' Wonder Man. Wonder Man was created in like 1968 or something like that, so this is an old character. The Wonder Man character has been around forever, and funny enough, crazy, there are characters who were invented after this character that have made it to the big screen and small screen far before him. But there's a reason for that, because the Wonder Man character, while he has, I don't even know if an important role in the Marvel universe, comic universe, I don't know if we go that far. What some of you know and some of you don't know, in the comics, Hank Pym creates Ultron, but Ultron creates the Vision. You saw Ultron create the Vision in the Age of Ultron in the movies. But what you might not know is that in the actual comics, Ultron based Vision off of Simon Williams' Wonder Man's brain. So in the comics, he acts like Vision isn't this robotic man gradually gaining, what's the word I'm looking for? Sentience. He isn't Paul Bettany. He's more like Wonder Man, who Wonder Man is. Simon Williams is an interesting character because his origin has changed over the course of many years. He started off actually as an Iron Man villain. He blamed Tony Stark for like some type of business shit going down and him losing everything. In many ways, the origin of Simon Williams in the comics is very similar to that of Eddie Brock's Venom, in terms of Eddie Brock blaming Peter Parker / Spider-Man for everything that happened to him, even though a lot of that was his fault. Same thing with Simon Williams. He blamed them, but he went through this experiment and gained these insane, like, cosmic-ish powers to, like, and, like, a lot of his powers are energy-based, and you've probably seen it, and I'll probably have an image pop up on here of him with the purple energy around him. So, in Earth's Mightiest Heroes is probably the most recent thing he's been in, which, by the way, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, is one of the best all-time animated shows ever made. Like, sadly, it's like they couldn't get the crew to come back to do that again. It's one of those shows that I love. The Earth's Mightiest Heroes came out around the exact same time, like a year before the Avengers movie came out. So, it was like double whammy for me. I'm like, oh, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, oh, Avengers. But in that show, they changed his design up a bit. He became like a being. He basically became like a living laser in a way, because he became a being of pure energy, like unstable energy, because he needs something to keep him, keep him together. But he became this just purple being of pure energy, which is sort of what he is. But eventually he becomes a good guy in the comics, and eventually he goes off to join the West Coast Avengers. He even dates Wanda for a spell. As you know, Wanda's in love with Vision, but in a way, why wouldn't she fall in love with Simon, considering Vision's entire personality and brain patterns were based off of him? So she would obviously be interested in the original source. And they start dating for a while when Vision dies. But he has had a story. He's always been in the comics. He's had a storybook, a story past in the comics. But he's never had a spotlight on him like this. He's never been the highlight. He's never carried his own a long-running comic book series. And at least not to my knowledge, I don't think Wonder Man has carried a long-running comic book series. And there is a 50-50 chance he was only created so that Marvel could make sure that DC could not be able to use make a character Wonder Man in their universe, since they had Wonder Woman. Maybe not, but I have my suspicions. But either way, the reason I'm so excited about this show is not for the Wonder Man aspect. The Wonder Man aspect is what it is. Like, I can take it or leave it. Like, I'm not exactly clamoring for Wonder Man. But what they're doing, and what it seems like they're doing with the trailer, is this is going to be a show that is going to be meta as hell. Not only are they going to talk about comic book fatigue itself, but they're going to also talk about legacy, race swapping, entertainment in its own. I get the vibe, and I only get this vibe because the trailers didn't reveal it, but we know, if you go look it up, that when the show was announced like a year or two ago, it was announced with the preference that with the set that this is going to be a horror comedy. You know what I mean? And when you hear horror comedy, it's not like Agatha. Agatha was like a comedy, like mystery type deal. This is going to be a horror comedy, which then makes me go, so I wonder, because you see the trailer and you don't see the horror aspects. But if you remember, if you go and look it up, there are clips out there of Simon having powers, of Simon freaking out. But we don't have any indications of that here. But it's insinuated that this legendary director comes out of retirement to make a superhero movie. And everyone's like, why do we need a superhero movie? So it's meta on that note. And it's also meta on the whole race swapping thing and how people get real upset over that. But I think, and this is what I'm getting excited for, there's going to be a bit of a WandaVision vibe to this. And the reason I say there's going to be a bit of a WandaVision vibe to this, because ever since, like, the only two shows in the MCU, to my opinion, the best two shows the MCU has put out is WandaVision and Loki. And the reason is because those shows managed to not only capture, television, where actually those shows earn their long-form storytelling. Some of the MCU shows feel like things that could have been done, feel like things that could have been condensed down to an actual live-action movie, or it feels like it's not given enough time to tell its story. WandaVision and Loki are the exceptions to those rules. Outside of the WandaVision finale, which clearly was hurt by COVID, the mystery and the slow unpeeling of what's really happening was the thing that made WandaVision such a treat. And the same thing happened with Loki, to not as much of a degree, because it was obviously science fiction, but the mystery and like what's going on, the mystery of what's going on was fascinating. The mystery of the unraveling of this timeline and what Loki was doing and all of this, and Sylvie and what she's trying to do and who's the one above all. The mystery of it made it great week-to-week television. And I get the distinct feeling that this show is going to capture that same vibe. Not only that, what gives me immense confidence, other than the fact that they have cast a great actor in Yahya Abdul Mateen. I just say Yahya because I can always fuck his name up. And Yahya has been on the fucking come up like anyone's business. He was Black Manta in fucking Aquaman, and both the Aquamans. And hell, he was the lead. He was the head big antagonist in the last Aquaman movie. He was the lead in the Candyman movie. Man, shit. What was he? Wasn't he in he was in fucking Watchmen as Mr. Manhattan. He's been in a lot of stuff, dude. The dude has been on the come up for a while now. He's been in a lot of projects. He's a talented actor. Funny enough, first time I ever saw that dude was and another thing I saw him in was goddamn Black Mirror. Like, that guy is just a great actor. So getting an actor of his caliber, getting Ben Kingsley to come back, who is an actor in the universe, to come back, does add a lot of confidence to me. But the thing that gives me the most confidence in this project is two things. One, and this doesn't always translate, so take this with a grain of salt. Since the show stopped, they finished this show like a while ago. Like, they just didn't know where to put it. Like, they announced the show like almost 2 years ago. Like, they finished the show a while ago, but you have not heard a single bad thing on set. There hasn't been a single bit of bad publicity. There hasn't been a single bit of things about the budget. There hasn't been anything said about anything around this show, and not in a hiding type of way, in a way that's super similar to the Fantastic Four and the Thunderbolts, where you just didn't hear anything on the set. And for Marvel right now, the less you hear about anything, any drama, anything on set, the more it turns out to be good. Like, it's not like Captain America Brave New World, where you just kept constantly hearing about the budget and this and the script. No, you haven't heard anything like that. And not only that, but there has actually been a lot of positive buzz. As I said before, this thing has finished filming and has been wrapped up for quite some time. So there's been plenty of insiders and plenty of people in the business who have actually seen the show, at least seen an episode or two of the show. And it's nothing but positive buzz. Once again, very similar to that of Agatha, very similar to that of Fantastic Four, very similar to that of the Thunderbolts. That level of positivity around the buzz around it. It's not like Ironheart, where there was all this negative positivity, negative buzz around it. Buzz about the story, buzz about how they had to cut things and they had to change things around. And you felt that in the show. So, all in all, it just makes me excited. Also, something that is going under the radar is they announced the Grim Reaper's in this. And the Grim Reaper is a Marvel villain who is Simon Williams' brother. And traditionally, often in the comics, he's responsible for getting his brother those powers in the first place. But I digress. The show feels like it is going to be a throwback to WandaVision, to the days of WandaVision, to the days of showing up and thinking one thing. Because like I said, they clearly want to hide the other aspect of this show. And how you can tell they're doing it is because of the clips that are out there and for the fact that there are characters they haven't even shown yet. And it's called a comedy horror and they haven't touched the horror aspect at all. Which means that this is going to be one of those cool shows where as it goes along, the veil starts to peel back and peel back. It might even be a show about going too far and about what are you willing to do to be a star? Like, I feel good about this show. I do. I really do. And I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out in January, the end of January, like January 27th. So, and I can't wait to see it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And what did you think about the Wonder Man trailer? And what did you think about the show? Are you looking forward to it? Or are you just like, whatever? I hope people at least give it a week to see how they feel about it. But anyways, thank you guys again. Remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.